Welcome to Childhood and the Enneagram, stories that shape us. I'm Susan Parker Jones, licensed therapist, Enneagram practitioner, and author of The Wholehearted Child. In this podcast, we explore how our earliest childhood experiences shape the way we see ourselves, others, and the world, and how the harmony model of the Enneagram can help us heal, grow, and guide the next generation with greater clarity and compassion. Whether you're a parent, educator, therapist, or someone simply ready to rewrite your own childhood story, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll uncover the patterns that influence our emotional world and learn how small shifts in awareness can create lasting transformation, both in our own lives and in the lives of the children we care for and love. Hey there, I'm Susan, and I'm so glad you're here. Over the last few episodes, we've built a foundation exploring attachment, the inner childhood narrative, and the harmony model of the Enneagram. Last week, we looked at the bold and beautiful Type 8 children who lead with strength and protectiveness. Today, we turn to a very different expression of the same body center, Type 9, often called the peacemaker or the quiet center of the Enneagram. Like Type 8, Type 9 sits in the body center of intelligence, but where the 8 moves outward and forward with boldness, the 9 tends to withdraw inward. Their focus is on preserving their inner peace, avoiding conflict, and creating a sense of internal calm. At their best, healthy Type 9s are steady, warm, accepting, and deeply supportive. They have a remarkable ability to stay grounded in tense situations, to see all sides of an issue, and to bring comfort and stability to those around them. And they're often described as the glue that holds relationships together, the calm in the storm. But beneath that steady presence, the 9 faces a quiet battle, one that is often invisible to the outside world. This is the struggle to stay connected to themselves. Like all body types, the 9 wrestles with the dragon of anger. But unlike the 8, who often expresses anger directly, the 9's anger gets suppressed, numbed, or entirely pushed aside. The 9's dragon whispers messages like, "Don't make waves, don't cause conflict, and if you express your opinion, you might lose connection." Over time, many emerging Type 9 children learn to disconnect from their own desire and preferences as a way to preserve relational peace. They merge with others, adopting the plans, opinions, and agendas of those around them, believing that staying agreeable is the safest way to be loved. When we look at children with emerging Type 9 personalities, they're often described as easy or low maintenance. Parents may feel like they hit the jackpot. This is the kid who rarely throws tantrums, goes with the flow, and doesn't ask for much. But that ease can be misleading. The danger here is that adults may unintentionally reward the child for disappearing, praising them for being so good or so easy, while overlooking the fact that this child is slowly learning that their needs don't matter. And over time, they may begin to believe that having needs is dangerous, that speaking up might cost them love or belonging. I often hear parents say things like, "They're just happy to go along. They never cause trouble. They're so easy compared to their siblings." But what we want to pay attention to is whether this easygoing nature is truly reflective of their comfort, or if it's a way of staying invisible to avoid discomfort. For the emerging 9 child, peace can come at the cost of their own agency. They may struggle to make even the smallest decisions, unable to name a preference for dinner, a favorite color, or a choice of activity. When conflict arises, they may withdraw entirely, retreating into books, screens, or imagination as a safe place to escape uncomfortable emotions. Parents may notice that while these children rarely fight, they sometimes quietly resist. They procrastinate, avoid tasks, or respond with subtle, passive resistance, dragging their feet or simply forgetting what was asked of them. Beneath the surface, frustration may simmer, but rather than expressing it outwardly, nines often turn it inward, numbing or shutting down their emotional world. Like we discussed last week with Type 8, we want to guide emerging 9 children to access the full wisdom of all 3 centers of intelligence in their harmony triad. Because the 9 sits in the body center, they often know what needs to be done but feel stuck in taking action. Their natural inertia can keep them in a state of inaction, waiting for others to move first. Our goal is to help them gently wake up both their feeling heart and their thinking head to bring balance to their natural body wisdom. The Type 3 connection invites them to ask, what do I want? What matters to me? It helps them name desires and develop healthy ambition. The Type 6 connection brings in safety and confidence. What do I believe? What feels safe? What plans can I trust? It grounds their thinking in security rather than anxiety. And their Type 9 center allows them to move forward with calm, steady confidence once the other 2 centers are engaged. As caregivers, one of the greatest gifts we can give an emerging 9 child is the invitation to take up space, to believe that their voice matters. This doesn't mean forcing them to be loud or demanding. It means creating safety for them to be authentic. They need repeated, consistent permission to bring their full selves into relationships without fear of rocking the boat. And you might begin by inviting small, low-pressure choices, such as, would you like to do this or that? Would you like to go first or second? What would feel good to you today? Small choices build confidence over time. As they learn that expressing a preference doesn't lead to disconnection, their confidence grows. We want to also normalize disagreements gently. It's okay if you feel differently than I do. I want to know what you think. When they zone out or withdraw, invite them back with tenderness. Come back to me. I want to hear your thoughts. And always remind them, your voice matters. You are safe to speak your mind. You'll know when a 9 is wrestling with their dragon of anger because they may become indecisive, withdrawn, avoidant or disengaged, passive-aggressive through sarcasm or subtle stubbornness, stuck in procrastination or inaction. When highly stressed, 9s may begin to resemble an unhealthy Type 6, filled with worry, self-doubt, or worst-case scenario thinking. Rather than taking action, they freeze. Parents sometimes mistake this as laziness, but underneath, it's often fear. They may think, if I act, I might disrupt peace. If I decide, I might disappoint someone. Ultimately, we want to help Type 9 children build a new inner narrative that sounds like, I can speak up and still be loved. My thoughts and feelings matter. Peace doesn't mean disappearing. I can take action even if it feels uncomfortable. These affirmations help tame the dragon and allow the 9 to move towards integrated wholeness. When emerging Type 9 children integrate all 3 centers, they step into what I call their beautiful butterfly self, offering the world their natural gifts of steadiness, compassion, wisdom, and quiet strength. They become leaders who unify, who soothe, and who bring people together, not by losing themselves, but by standing firmly in who they are. I often think of Abraham Lincoln, one of history's great examples of a Type 9 leader. He brought stability and wisdom during a time of immense conflict, but never by erasing his own convictions. His calm presence didn't come from avoidance. It came from integration. And for those of you listening who identify as a Type 9, let me say this. You don't have to disappear to be loved. Your peaceful presence is powerful. Your voice matters. Your needs, your dreams, your opinions, they are not a burden. Let your voice rise, even if it shakes, and let your desires take shape, even if they cause a ripple. You belong in the center of your life, not at the edges. The world doesn't need an agreeable version of you. It needs all of you. Your wisdom, your warmth, and your quiet strength. The full you is the gift. If you're raising a child who tends to lose themselves to keep the peace, or you've always been the one holding everything together, I'd love to support you. You can visit me at susanparkerjones.com to learn more about coaching, parenting courses, and Enneagram-informed tools. And if this episode spoke to your heart, would you consider leaving a review or sharing it with a friend? Next week, we'll explore Type 1, the improver, and how we can support children who carry the weight of being good while wrestling with their inner critic. Remember, the stories we carry don't define us. We have the power to heal, to grow, and to impact the next generation.